Hey guys, Scott here to talk about the season finale of Doctor Who, Hellbent. This is a full spoiler talk, so if you haven't seen the episode, go watch it and then come back. Okay, ready for spoilers? So this finale really kind of went in a very different direction than I thought it would, and than I think a lot of us thought it would. It was the Doctor's return to Gallifrey, which we thought was going to be all about revenge and getting payback for the death of Clara and the billions of years that the Doctor was forced to spend inside his confession dial. But it really wasn't about that. As much as the Doctor did kind of take care of business very quickly with the Time Lords and disposed of the president and became president himself of Gallifrey, it was really just a means to an end so that the Doctor could enact this plan he had of bringing Clara back. And they actually brought Jenna Coleman back, and they brought Clara back, and Clara is no longer dead. Well, she's technically still fated to die in the way she did in Face the Raven a couple episodes back, but she's existing in this timey-wimey manner of sort of right before her final heartbeat. So they figured out a way to bring Clara back. I was really surprised by this. I'm glad about it. I like the character of Clara. I know there are some fans out there who weren't too happy with Clara. They felt she had become too much like the Doctor. And in a lot of the ways, this episode really addresses that complaint, because Clara, in the end, her final send-off, she's still leaving the show, Jenna Coleman, but the character's no longer been killed off. She's gone off in her own TARDIS with her own companion, me, and she's essentially a doctor now. She's doing what the Doctor would do. And she even doesn't have the one hurdle that she always faced, which was her fragile mortality as a human. Even that's gone now. She knows she's going to die. She's not going to die until she returns to that moment in time from Face the Raven. So she's basically a doctor now. I thought it was a great way to finish Clara's story. I found it to be much more effective sort of end to Clara. Her final moments in the diner with the Doctor, Peter Capaldi and Jenna Coleman. I really was touched by that scene, and I just thought it was really well done. The resolution of the hybrid storyline was also kind of surprising. Turns out the hybrid, from what I gather, is the Doctor and Clara together. They're the ones that form the hybrid. And what the Doctor would do to save Clara from death is the ultimate danger that the universe would face. He would go literally to the end of the universe to save her. And we saw that in this episode. Ultimately, they couldn't be together. And that was the way to beat the hybrid, was to separate the Doctor and Clara. And they both realized this in the end, and they did what needed to be done. So really, a sad sort of ending, but at the same time, as a Shielder said, a beautiful sort of ending. It's like watching those stars burn themselves out at the end of the universe. Sad but beautiful. So a very strong finale to season 9, which has been a really strong season altogether. We still, of course, have the Christmas episode coming in a couple of weeks, so I'll be back to talk about that at that point. But in the meantime, be sure to read my full review of Hellbent on IGN.com. And for all things Doctor Who, keep it locked to IGN.